How can organizations optimize their real estate portfolios? The first thing is data. Understanding what you have and where you want to go is key. So a lot of companies think they have an idea of where they're at, but in order to truly understand where your occupants are spending time, which is where you're spending money and what you should be focusing on, you need information to back that up. That's first. Second of all is understanding the results of that information, which can be difficult. If you think about getting all of this information, well, people seem to be using conference rooms and event spaces or breakout rooms versus private offices and cubicles. All of that means something, but it needs to be collected over time, right? You can't just rely on one day's data. So having that information and knowing how to understand it and then take action on it is how you rationalize your real estate portfolio. So you can align your physical assets with data-driven approaches, one by understanding trends, right? So if you imagine you have sensor technology that can understand where people are at any given moment and when they are there, you can start to see trends. So for instance, on Fridays, we know that after 3 p.m., nobody's in the office. So we can start to tie that information to our physical assets, i.e. shutting down HVAC, or perhaps stopping service on restrooms, especially if you have, say, a people counter sensor over a certain threshold or doorway, then that one saves money, it is sustainable, and it allows you to make decisions that will affect your budget, the outcome, and the health, safety, and security of your occupants, right? The other is that aspect, right? How much staff do you need on hand? That can also tie to physical assets. We know if we're not running HVAC, we're not running security in a certain building or a certain floor. That way we can, again, lock down those areas. There are endless scenarios, but those are some of the ways that come to mind of taking those data-driven approaches and tying it to your physical facility and assets. Some trends that I see transforming the workplace, which is exciting. One is the focus on the occupants, right? Whether it be visitors, people that are there every day, people that are hybrid. Having that renewed focus on wanting people to come in is a trend I think that's going to last, right? We see amenities, we see fitness classes, childcare, bike rentals, right? All on these corporate sites. That's, I think, an exciting trend and direction I believe will continue. I also see the collection of data, right? As we've said before, to continue to be enhanced through advanced technology, through AI. You can't read a paper without running into AI. It maybe dates myself. You can't look at a website or stocks, whatever it might be, without running into AI. Artificial intelligence, generative artificial intelligence. And I think that's another trend that is going to really transform the workplace. And then I think another trend is that we're going to see continuous change. Things are not going to remain the same. We saw probably the biggest change I've seen in my career in the past few years with the hybrid work exploding. It's not new, it's been there, but we're going to start to see that evolve and take different turns. So I wouldn't think that we're going to see the same workplace today that we see in 5 years. So change is inevitable, data collection is inevitable, and the focus on people is going to remain. Organizations can prepare today to harness the information and the changes for tomorrow by having the proper systems in place and the proper procedures and the proper communication. I shouldn't say communication last, I think that's probably first, right? When we communicate change, when we communicate directions, especially to our stakeholders, internal and external, and our occupants, our people we're working for and with, that has a tremendous impact on the success of the changes you're making in the direction you want to go. I think another thing is, again, continue to embrace and understand the information you're gathering. Look at others, right? Benchmark against other companies, other similar peers, organizations. Read the studies. There's a lot of information out there around what's happening in the workplace and our facilities and our real estate. I can't emphasize enough, there's a lot of experts out there, and they have a lot of great information to help guide your direction. And then finally, I would say be open to change. Again, Things are going to evolve. They're continuously going to change. Make sure you have the proper technology that allows you to change and evolve with the real estate occupants in your facilities portfolio.